We are live from Fern the Wild in historic downtown Ennis. This is Coach Talk, brought to you by the law firm of Webster, Vigneri McLeod on the Ennis Sports Network. I'm Tim Samuels. He's Ronnie Greer, and welcome everybody. How's everybody doing tonight?
Oh, yeah.
Ought to be doing pretty good. How about that Ennis Lions win last week, right? It's going to be a great show tonight. We're here to talk about that huge by-district playoff championship victory over Woodrow Wilson with head coach Don Drake, and then we're going to focus our attention on what to expect with Port Neches Groves, the Indians in the area around this Friday night. We'll have a question and answer session, as we always do, with Ennis varsity assistant coaches Hunter Kent and Jacob Jackson. Then we'll welcome the special guest players over here: Xavier Collins, Aiden Jones, Kanoa Bright, and Regilio Irives. So let's get right to it. Please give up a strong welcome for Ennis head football coach Don Drake.
Thank you, Tim. I appreciate the intro.
Making a playoff in his initial season
as
a head coach at Ennis High School. Yes, sir. Well, Coach, let's talk about Woodrow Wilson. You got off to a good start. Talk about how your team set the tone early with that opening 12-play drive and the touchdown for Wendarius Jones.
Yeah, that's a message we talk about in pregame all the time, how important it is to start fast, right, and take control of the game from the beginning, whether that be our offense out first or our defense out first. My personal preference is always to put the defense out first and try to start the second half with the offense, and did that again on Friday, and it worked out great. You get the stop, and you put a great drive together and score points on your first possession, and that really sets the tone for the rest of the football game as far as we're concerned.
Coach, your quarterback is becoming a household name on this show. It seems like a monster night last week, 4 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown. Talk about his leadership, his performance. How has that really affected this season going forward?
Yeah, Chris is a talented player, as everybody's aware, and he's played really, really well throughout the course of the season and really continued to improve throughout the course of the season. If you go all the way back to the start, we talked about the fact that, having not played varsity football a year ago, how that was, his first varsity experience, going to the Ennis scrimmage and then the Waxahachie game. And, we played some really tough opponents early on, right? And so it's kind of trial by fire, and you start to learn that you can play at a high level, right? And he's just continued to do that and to improve. And so obviously his performance is a big key to our success. And, the rest of the team knows that and understands that and has a huge respect for what he does each and every week. But I think more importantly, leadership comes down to likability too, right? Yeah. And Chris is a humble player, right, who recognizes how much all the rest of the team contributes to that success, and he's just one piece of that puzzle. Even though he's the starting quarterback for the Ennis Lions, to him that's an opportunity for him to contribute, right, and for his to do his job and help the team achieve victory. And so I think the kids really expect that. Really respect that, and have developed a great relationship with him over the last couple of years, which helped contribute to that leadership.
I love it. We'll talk about another leader, Andre Ibanez. He was flawless again. 10 extra points, 110 yards on 4 receptions with 2 deep touchdowns. Add to that the fact that he kicked off 9 times, about wore his leg out, averaged 49 yards a kick. How valuable is a triple threat like that?
Yeah. Does that 9 times count the 3 that he kicked out of bounds and had to repeat?
I guess.
Or is it actually 12? Because he was putting them in 40-yard sprints there for a while on that kickoff team. But
whatever went in the book.
Exceptional, right? And those were his first 2 touchdowns of the year the other day. I don't know if y'all knew that or not.
No,
but,
how is that even possible?
Yeah, that's exciting, for him. And obviously he's been a contributor all year long. strong in a lot of different ways, as y'all touched on. But, for him to get in the end zone the other night, to do that twice and to do it in explosive ways like he did was a lot of fun to watch. His leg obviously has been a huge contribution for us throughout the whole year, being able to tack on the extra points and be perfect in that. And then also the field goals, right? I mean, they've come up huge in some really key games for us. And I would expect through the rest of this playoff run, that's going to be really important for us to have that again moving forward. The thing about that last touchdown that he scored, he came right after a score that they made. And so we came right back, I think, and scored on the very first play of the next possession, right? And so what a way to capture the momentum back for our football team.
And, oh, by the way, he punts in his spare time.
Yes, he does. He does punt as well.
Coach, last week, Cash Hendricks sat right here and talked about the defense, talked about that goal line stand. Ronnie and I talked about the defense peaking with you, and we also opened up our pregame show last week. Your defense made a statement early on in that game last week, in fact, forced 3 punts in that first quarter alone. Mason Jones, big fumble recovery for a touchdown. How critical was that moment of that defensive effort in the first quarter to get your team ready to just roll offensively as well? Yeah, exactly. I mean, we were able to go up 21-0 because they continued to get stops and we continued to execute, right? So, you take command of the game very early on, and it's hard to overcome that, when you're on the other end of that. It's really hard to overcome it emotionally and to kind of play with the same intensity that you're going to need to be able to get yourself back into a game like that. So that's why that starting fast is so important. I said this last week, every time your defense scores a touchdown, I mean, that's a huge momentum shift, right? Because nobody really expects that or banks on that, right? I mean, you talk about special team scores, you talk about offensive scores, but you rarely ever expect your defense to score. But that's been 2 games in a row that we've been able to find the end zone defensively and multiple times over those last 2 games, right? And so, really proud of the kids. Again, being able to be in the right place at the right time and scoop that thing up. It's something we work every Wednesday. I mean, every Tuesday is our turnover circuit. We talk about capturing turnovers every Tuesday, and obviously it's an emphasis for us every day in practice, but we actually rep that specifically on Tuesdays and have done for the entire year. So our kids are used to creating those and recovering them as well.
Well, Coach, 45 yards in offensive penalties. I know, start with a negative, but it's going positive. Your offense still averaged 10 yards per play for the game. How do you balance that kind of discipline with that kind of aggressiveness?
Yeah, and again, I mean, we've talked about this before. I think there's some penalty situations that come through aggressive play, right? And you try not to harp on those too much because, again, some of it's real subjective, right? I mean, what one person views as a holding call, the other person may not, right?
Exactly.
And so to harp on that a ton somewhat can take away from the aggressiveness of your offense. However, there are some penalties, right, that are well within our control, and after-action penalties is what I would call those, right? And those are the ones that we definitely have to eliminate because it puts us in some really bad spots. I mean, I think the other night we scored on 9 of 10 possessions or something like that, right? The one possession that we had to punt was due to, I think, 2 penalties on the same play, if I remember correctly, that put us in like a 3rd and 27 situation. And, I told one of the kids, how many play calls I have for 3rd and 27? There's about 0 in that situation, right? So we gotta be smarter than that. But I think that our kids have shown that we can play very disciplined football. There were times the other night that we did. Obviously, there's times that we didn't, which is why we're talking about it right now. But we're going to need to play a disciplined football game on Friday for sure.
Speaking of, discipline, defense, Coach, we could talk about a lot of the lines that really showed out Friday night. But just to name drop a few: Xavier Collins, Kalijah Parker, Adrian Navarro led a stellar defensive effort that held the Wildcats to just 70 yards rushing What stood out to you about their execution and that intensity?
Yeah, we felt really good about our run defense all year. You know, those guys up front do a great job of winning the line of scrimmage, and they did that again on Friday. Collage is a big part of that. Obviously, X, who will be on the show here in just a few minutes, is part of that linebacking core inside with Cash. They do a great job of fitting the run. You know, and then we're getting a lot of run fits from our safety position as well. You know, Kanoa made some plays there in the run game and actually had some a negative yardage play there on a sack on the quarterback, right, that helps contribute to those lost yardage on those rushing yards. And so, you know, the kids have done just a really good job of fitting the run game. And again, we're going to see a run-heavy team on Friday night in P&G, and so we've got to be ready to go strap that helmet up and do it again.
Speaking of P&G and the Ennis Lions coming up from Montgomery ISD Stadium this Friday night, less than 48 hours away. If y'all didn't know, 9 combined state championships in this matchup coming up. We're going to talk more about P&G, Port Neches Groves, with Coach Don Drake when we come back right after this.
Hey Ennis Lions fans, we invite you to come and enjoy Fern in the Wild in downtown Ennis. Located at 211 West Knox Street, this locally owned hidden gem offers farm fresh dishes all made in-house and from scratch. You will also enjoy craft cocktails, boutique shopping, and Wednesday through Saturday an inviting speakeasy, all in a charming historic setting. Come join us for lunch, dinner, and you don't want to miss the Wild Brunch on Saturday and Sundays. Go to ferninthewild.com to make your reservation. Fern in the Wild. Come make yourself at home, y'all.
Kozlowski's Collision Repair is run by a family that will treat your vehicle like their own. Located in Ennis, they provide professional and affordable collision repair that you can depend on. Dent removal, auto body work, and collision repair, you name it, and you'll take care of it. Contact Kozlowski's Collision Repair today at 972-875-3900 for all of your collision repair needs. Kozlowski's Collision Repair, a proud sponsor of the Ennis Lions. When it comes to home building or improvement in Ellis County, one name stands out: Blackland Building Supply in Ennis. Decades of experience, the Blackland team knows what builders and homeowners need: quality products, fair prices, and reliable availability. Their massive 16,000 square foot showroom and 5 acres of lumber ensure you'll find exactly what you're looking for. Visit them at 1701 South Kaufman in Ennis or call 972-878-0995. Blackland Building Supply, local, dependable, and proud supporters of the Ennis Lions.
Harmony Bank is a proud sponsor of the Ennis Lions. At Harmony Bank, we believe better happens together. We feel the same when we watch our Ennis Lions come together on the field. Harmony Bank is a community bank dedicated to this community, and we build real connections by delivering unsurpassed banking solutions for families and for businesses. Visit any of our convenient locations in Ennis, Waxahachie, Italy, Rice, Kemp, 7 Points, or at one of our 5 locations in Dallas. Come see us at Harmony Bank. Member FDIC.
The boys are back in town, so gear up for another Ennis Lions football season with some new glass. Here at Ennis Glass, the job isn't finished until you're satisfied. Family owned and operated for 35 years, Mike and Chris Vasquez knows what it takes to get the job done right.
So call now and get your free estimate today, 972-878-9902. That's 972-878-9902. Financing available.
The glass that lasts. Ennis Glass, proud sponsors of Ennis Lions football.
Hungry for real Texas favorites? Come to Alma Smokehouse Barbecue off I-45 in Alma, Texas. Family owned and operated by Jesse and Susan Martinez since 2009. Alma Smokehouse serves up mouth-watering favorites like baby back ribs, succulent brisket, smoked sausage, and much more. They've even got you covered for breakfast. So bring your appetite to 6531 Southwest I-45, Ennis, Texas, or call 972-875-2669. That's Alma Smokehouse Barbecue, where Texas flavor meets family tradition.
Welcome back, everybody, to Fern in the Wild. Coach Don Drake is still on the set. We're going to talk about Port Neches Groves as the Lions and the Indians are going to get it on Friday night right from Montgomery.
Purple Indians. I don't know if I ever seen purple Indian before.
Well, they're going to bring some folks, and they're going to be a big crowd. And it's going to be one of the most watched games across the state of Texas in high school football. I promise you that. Ronnie Greer, you want to read this teaser? You got it.
Friday's game is not just another playoff game. This will be a clash of champions as two of Texas high school football's legendary programs face off. Ennis is a 5-time state championship with 5 other semifinal appearances. Port Neches Grove is a 4-time state champion and have been in the state championship game 8 times. If that's not a lead-in, I don't know what is.
Yeah, you set me up beautiful, man. You set me up. So, Coach, Port Neches Grove, I know you're studying all about it. You've seen it. You watched their game against Nacogdoches. A perfect 11-0 record, a staggering 300-point differential. They've scored 488 points. To put it into perspective, obviously a formidable challenge, Coach. What will it take across all phases in the game to achieve that Ennis goal of victory that we know is coming Friday night?
Sure. Well, in special teams, obviously, you can't make mistakes, right? I mean, we talked about Andre and how important those points are that he puts on the board for us. So any opportunity that we get to score points in special teams, we've got to be able to take advantage of that. We saw that earlier in the year when we played Crandall, how huge that is, right? When you're able to kick field goals from where we were on the field. And so when those opportunities present themselves Friday, we've got to have them. You know, in terms of defending them in special teams, you know, kickoffs and field position, we talk about it all the time with the kids, right? The opponent has a hard time scoring from inside the 30, right? When you get that in kickoff coverage, right? Once they get outside the 30, those percentages go way up. And so we've got to do a great job of containing them in the kick game. We've got to obviously defend and cover punts, right? So that field position we can take advantage of in the punt game, which we've done a pretty good job of that all year long. And then offensively and defensively, it comes down to execution and physicality, right? I mean, we got to stop the run. We know that they're a run-heavy team, as we talked about just a few moments ago. So it's critical that we stop the run and force them to have to put the ball in the air to go move the sticks. And then for ourselves, we've got to have a balanced attack that you've seen in multiple weeks from us. We've talked about Chris already, and it's important that we're able to move the football not only in the run game with Wendarius and our offensive line, but also by utilizing the skill sets we have at our receiving core and letting Chris go put the ball in the air and help us out.
Well, Coach, P&G averages 44.7 points per game. How have they been able to balance that explosive offense with ball control, and which of those playmakers are going to be key in them sustaining that capability?
Yeah, the running back's a big part of their game. Number 27, very physical runner. You know, they've got a huge offensive line up front that they use to create those holes. The quarterback's a great player. I mean, he's been a 3-year, maybe 4-year starter. I know for sure 3. He went down last week in that NAC game, as everybody's probably pretty well aware of, and so they'll have their backup quarterback that'll be coming into play. But, you know, with the scores that they've had over the course of the season, that backup quarterback's had quite a few snaps, right? Yeah. So we're not talking about somebody who is just rolling off the bench for the first time. Right. I mean, he's gotten quality reps throughout the course of the season, so I'm sure he'll be very well prepared when he takes the field on Friday night.
So, Coach, we're talking about that offense, but that defense is pretty solid across the line, giving up only 16.4 points per game. What, in your estimation, what makes this defense for P&G look pretty solid?
Yeah, they've got a physical front. You know, they're a 3-4 defense, much like we are. They're down 3 or big guys that occupy gaps in space, right? And they do a great job of it, maintaining gap control football up front. Right behind them stands 2 inside linebackers that really are the heart of their defense, much like we talk about with Xavier and Cash. I mean, they've got 2 kids that do the same thing for them, that are really good run fitters from sideline to sideline. You know, in the back end, they rarely give up anything deep, right? It's just a rare occasion. They keep everything in front of them and make you have to drive the field. So, you know, a lot of offenses, it's really hard for them to put together significant drives, right, of 10 and 12 plays to go get in the end zone. And we've shown we've been able to do that. We're going to have to be able to go do that again on Friday.
Well, Coach, PNG's closest game was a 46-38 shootout and a win over a balanced Montgomery team. What have you been able to take away from that game in preparation for Friday?
Well, I think it's a good one to point to because they have given up some points, right? I mean, a lot of those scores you look at are pretty lopsided, but there's a couple of games there where, Montgomery's one of those, Huntsville's one of those where, they were close contests, right? They came down to a fourth quarter football game. And so those are ones that you focus on to see where they had success, what they were able to do to move the football, right? And put it in the end zone. And balanced attack is the wording you used, and I think that's really important. You can't just go in there and expect to run the football down the field. You're going to have a balanced attack to be able to do it.
Hey, Tim, why don't you close it out with that one, that last one.
So, of course, Coach, you know about the proud playoff tradition of the Ennis Lions. Nothing surprising to you about that. You know all about that. The hungry senior class, we've got some of those folks here. How much heart, grit, belief, what's it going to take to be tested in this 4 quarters of war coming up Friday night?
Well, the thing I did today before we left the field house this afternoon was remind the kids about the quality of schedule we've played all year, right? I mean, we've played some really good football teams. And, early in the year, we took our lumps, and we learned some lessons along the way. And I've said this several times over the last couple of weeks, this football team's peaking at the right time.
Yeah.
And these kids' belief has grown over the course of that season. I told them it was, it's on purpose to schedule games like that early. You've got to learn to play at that level, and the only way you learn to play at that level is to have to go play at that level,
exactly.
Right? And so they've learned that throughout the course of the year, and this moment's not going to be too big. These kids are ready to go. They believe in what we do. They believe in themselves, and that's really key to Friday night.
Well, Coach,
I love it.
You know what we're looking for.
Tingles all over me.
Talking about, man. Is there a wall I can run through? Coach, we're in your pocket, boy.
Yes, sir. I appreciate y'all very much.
We're going to be there for you.
How about a big round of applause for head coach Don Drake of the Ennis Lions? Coach Talk with Don Drake. We'll be back with more. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this.
Howdy, folks. This is Dr. Matt Boyd. Our staff at Ennis Veterinary Clinic is positively passionate about your pets. We've been providing the very best care for your four-legged friends here in Ennis for more than 40 years. Dr. Jason Zollinger and I and all the clinic doctors are available for full-service medical and surgical care for your furry friends. Come on in and see our newly remodeled facility or check us out at EnnisVetClinic.com and find some warm hearts for those cold noses. Ennis Veterinary Clinic is proud to support the Ennis Lions.
At Permaco Royalties, LLC, we buy oil royalties, gas royalties, and mineral rights. Our primary focus is the Permian Basin in West Texas, but we buy anywhere in the United States. Permaco Royalties, along with its principals, are committed to providing sellers with the smoothest closing process in the industry. In an effort to deliver to mineral and royalty owners, we offer competitive prices and promise to work quickly from start to finish. If you are interested in getting a free offer with no obligation to sell, please contact us at offer@permaco.com. When life changes in an instant, you need a legal team with a legacy of winning high-stakes, serious injury, and wrongful death cases. At Webster, McNair, and McLeod, we fight aggressively to secure the full compensation you deserve. With over 120 years of combined experience and nationally recognized trial lawyers, we bring trusted strength to complex litigation. Go to wvmlaw.com or call 713-581-3900. Webster, McNair, and McLeod. When the stakes are high, experience matters. Hey, Ennis Lions fans, keeping up with a business and understanding its tax obligations can seem overwhelming and complicated. McElroy and Associates is here to help. They offer services including accounting, bookkeeping, payroll, and tax preparation. Their office is informal, their staff is approachable, and their rates are competitive. To schedule an appointment, call 469-903-6101. McElroy and Associates. They look forward to helping you discover a better way to run your business.
This is Jake Willingham, Realtor and Team Leader of the Willingham Group at Keller Williams Realty and proud supporter of the Ennis Lions. We want to wish the Lions all the best this season and thank the community and our clients for their continued support. We're not just about buying and selling properties, we're about building relationships and providing you the best possible real estate experience. Give us a call at 972-740-6851 or visit our website at soldlikeamug.com and let's tackle your real estate goals. Go Lions!
Big mess? No stress. Call Ace Solutions, your local junk removal and bin rental experts. Whether you're cleaning out the garage, remodeling, or demoing a whole building, Ace Solutions has the bin for you. Need construction cleanup? We handle the mess so you don't have to. We're locally owned, available 24/7, and proud to serve Ellis County and beyond. No surprises, just honest pricing and dependable service. Call 972-935-8954 or 214-448-1916. Say habla español. Ace Solutions, you call and we haul.
We are back. Welcome back, everybody, live from Fern in the Wild, right here on Coach Talk with Don Drake, Tim Samuels, Ronnie Greer, and joining us now, a couple of coaches with the Ennis Lions program, Coach Kent, Coach Jackson. Ronnie, you want to kick us off here, brother?
Absolutely. Guys had a lot of success on the freshman team and the JV team. And Jacob was the head football coach for the freshman team. And you had what? You had a maroon and a white. What, the maroon ended up runners-up in the district?
Yes, sir.
Well, briefly, who is Jacob Jackson? Where did he come from? And how did you get here?
I'm just a hometown boy from Ennis, Texas. I have quite fond memories of traveling to Lion Stadium North. My older brother was a part of 2 state titles in the early 2000s, and I remember even after his playing days just going to Lion Stadium North, and I knew that I wanted to wear maroon and white one day and was blessed to do that. And then I said, I want to coach maroon and white too. So I hightailed down here after a year in Ferris, and this is where I've been ever since 2022.
Oh, great. Go ahead.
So, Coach Kent, you heard the question, right? So
yes,
who
sir.
is Coach Kent? Where did he come from? Tell us all about it.
Yeah, so I'm not originally from here, but I got here as fast as I could.
Good answer.
Yeah. So I'm from Round Rock, Central Texas area. Born and raised there, then went to Texas Tech. Sorry, Brick, guns up.
Oh, that's okay, baby. I was there the day it happened.
And then been coaching 14 years, and this is my 4th year here at Ennis.
Right on, Coach.
All right, Jacob, your tenure as freshman head coach proved productive with the Maroon squad claiming that runner-up spot with a district record of 5-3-1. Give us a quick rundown on that and how that white team did as well.
That Maroon team, they were a really talented group, and looked forward to coaching them. I met them in March of this current year, and we just started working in the spring, working in the summer, and we had a rough start, starting off 0-2, and I told them, guys, we're in a good spot. We're right where we need to be. The wins are going to come, and they finally came in that 3rd week, and we got on a run there, and played some really good football in a very competitive district, and we were 8 points away from being district champions. With the white team, the white team, they were the district champion.
Yep.
So we had a nice little celebration for them a couple of weeks ago, and they made my job really easy because I had a lot of support from the coaches on staff, and 2 guys I want to shout out, Coach Channing Taylor and Coach Hayden Wilson, who made up the freshman staff with me. They had been with those guys since they were in the 7th grade, so they've seen them 7th grade, 8th grade, and now 9th grade. And being able to know them for that long and coach them, they helped make my job significantly easier than what it could have been.
So, Coach Kent, turning to you, leading the JV squad to a district title, no small feat. What did it mean to you personally to guide this group to that kind of success this year?
Yeah, it meant a lot to see the growth of these guys. In junior high, I don't think they won a game 7th or 8th grade year, majority of these guys. And so I was able to be with Jacob with majority of them their freshman year last year. Got a few games in the win column, and then again this year with JV, and just being able to see their progress and their growth has been tremendous. And a lot of credit goes to the coaches developing them and spending time with them, but even more so credit to these kids and putting in the work and the time and the effort to get better. So it's been great to see them grow.
Fantastic.
Jacob, how do you prepare these freshmen, not just for game nights, but for the future of Ennis football?
Well, we have them on a regiment like the JV and varsity guys. They lift in the mornings from 6:45 to about 7:15, and then from about 7:25 to 8:05 we watch film. And varsity and JV guys are on that schedule as well, but theirs is flipped. And so just showing them that, hey, this is exactly what varsity and JV guys are doing. So if you're trying to get there, you might want to copy what they do and try to mimic them as best you can. So we lift, watch film, rewatch film, practice special teams, and go over all those little things that even the JV and varsity does to try to get them prepared. Because the ultimate goal is to get them ready for Friday nights to host a trophy number 7, 8, or 9. Notice it says 7, 8, or 9 because 6 is coming this year.
All right.
Okay. All right.
I like it.
So, Coach Kent, coaching the H-backs, right? Is that one of your other duties as a sign, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Demanding a lot of versatility, blocking, catching, a jack of all trades, reading defenses. How have your guys embraced that challenge this season?
Yeah, they've attacked it head on. I think it's such a versatile role and position, and you know, you got to work with the receivers and quarterbacks a little bit in the passing game and the O-line and the run blocking stuff, and they've embraced it head on, done a great job at it.
One of the things that Ronnie and I talk about the H-backs is that they're always open. Do they ever tell you that on the field?
Oh, yeah, they're always open.
Matter of fact, one of them's here, right?
Yeah, no,
I think that's his nickname. All right, Coach, as a varsity assistant, Coach Jackson, as a varsity assistant O-line coach, what has been the biggest area of growth that you've seen in your group since the start of the season?
Well, those guys have tremendously committed themselves to getting better day by day. Just be 1% better each day. You know, we graduated a lot of O-line last year, and the one guy we have returning, Jack Holland, was hurt a majority of the season. So we kind of had to rebuild that O-line, and those guys truly came together from the beginning, and they bought into what Coach Drake and Coach Ennis and I have asked them to do. And you see the remnants of their work each Friday or Thursday when we play.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, they've come a long way. It's absolutely visible.
So, Coach, talking about your H-backs and Aiden Jones here tonight, making clutch plays at key moments throughout the season, what does that say about the preparation and game day mindset of a player like Jones or any other H-back in there for you?
Yeah, you know, Aiden's a special player. He's been a 3-year starter for us, and there's not a lot of defensive fronts he hadn't seen or been in front of, and he puts the time in to get better in the preparation. I got him in class, and just the other day I was walking by, and he wasn't listening to me. He was watching film on a Chromebook. So he'll put the time in to get better, and it's great to see him have success out there.
Coach Jackson, how do you balance teaching fundamentals with building confidence in your youngest players?
It starts with the fundamentals. I am a teacher first, not just in the classroom, but a teacher of the game. And these kids have to be taught the right things to do. And a lot of times I think just generationally, these kids are sort of into the flashy things. They're not into learning the little things. But you better learn the little things because you're going to face a team that does little things and they might embarrass you. So just getting those guys to understand, hey, this is a little thing, but it's a big thing. And it's a major thing. And covering that will lead to success on the field.
They're all big when the lights are on, right?
That's right.
So, Coach, thinking back, still with that H-back mentality, you know, they're kind of the in-betweeners, right, as we call them. They're blockers, they're receivers, they're all of that. As you coach these guys, they're gritty, they're unsung heroes, you know, that show up every week, every game, every play. Doesn't necessarily translate into the stat sheet.
Right.
What does it say about that kind of guy, the mentality, the mindset about that kind of player?
Yeah, they're unselfish, 100%. Especially, you know, AJ this year, his role is kind of reversed to what has been in the past. He's more, we asked him to block more a lot this year and be on the line, and haven't had one complaint from him. He hadn't been asking for the ball or anything. He just shows up and does his job and makes my job a lot easier.
Absolutely.
Coach Jackson, Which players have stepped up as unexpected leaders along that offensive line for you?
Two guys. One is here tonight, Roger Rivas, and then Ryder Newman. Ryder played H-back last year, and Roger was a bubble guy. He was on the JV and sort of got moved up because of some injury things. And we asked Ryder to go from catching balls to snapping the ball, and the commitment that he made to perfecting his craft was tremendous. And Roger, who is one of the smartest guys in the school, having him on our O-line is truly a big help because he's able to help us out and tell the other guys what to do.
Yeah. Quick follow-up. What is one lesson that you hope every player takes away from your influence this season, Coach?
You cannot cheat the game. You cannot cheat the game. If you show up every day and you do what you're supposed to do on time, not skipping reps in the weight room, not skipping reps in practice, the game will reward you.
Greatness.
I love that. In fact, this next question could go for both you gentlemen, because without a doubt, the biggest game of the year, right, is less than 2 days away. What does it mean to you guys? How excited are you for the kids, the town, the community, the opportunity to be a part of this yourselves? Coach Kent, you want to take that one first?
Yeah, I think it's a great opportunity for them. I've been fortunate to, both in my playing days and as a coach, to make some playoff runs, and these are some memories these guys are going to remember for the rest of their lives. And so, getting the charter buses and getting to play at school from another town and things like that, these are some core memories that they're going to remember. So I'm glad they get to experience that.
Right on.
Being an Ennis guy, I watched those runs and was able to be a part of that 2014 run myself. So just letting them know to live in the moment. Don't take it for granted, and know that Ennis is a town that supports. And so when we're getting on those charter buses on Friday, it's going to be a lot of people closing down Ennis. I think there was a saying one time, I don't know if it was you said it, but the last person in Ennis, turn off the lights.
Turn off the lights.
That's the message to the town. Last one in Ennis, turn off the lights.
All right.
And we'll see you in Montgomery.
Guys. Right on.
Guys, fantastic job. We're so proud of you, proud for you. Thank you for your time.
Coach Kent, Coach Jackson, thank y'all. Big round of applause. How about it? Great job, guys. Awesome, man.
Thank you.
Way to go.
Thank you.
Good luck to you Friday night. Go get them.
Yes, sir.
Timeout. We'll take one right here. Of course, this is Coach Talk with Don Drake, brought to you by Webster, McNair, McLeod, and we'll be back right after this.
Let's be honest, moving is stressful. Nobody looks forward to packing up and hauling out. That's why you want to call Frank Weaver at A1A Movers in Ennis. One quick phone call, a few details, and just like that, your move is booked. Their team, total pros, friendly, experienced, and efficient. This isn't a weekend gig for them. Moving is what they do, day in and day out. Homes, businesses, local or long distance, one haul does it all. If you're planning a move, go with the crew you can trust. Visit A1AMoving.com. A1A Movers, your move made easy.
Interstate Bank and Trinity Capital Bank are proud supporters of our Ennis Lions. These two hometown teams share a commitment to excellence and community. At ESB, customers come first with friendly, personal service only a true local bank can provide. With locations in Ennis, Sunnyvale, Dallas, and Forney, they're always close by and ready to help. Interstate Bank and the Ennis Lions, two of the best teams in town. Go Lions! Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
On the field, it's all about defense. And at Prestige Contracting, we bring that same winning mindset when it comes to your roof. We're here to block out leaks, tackle storm damage, and keep your home and business protected all season long. Don't wait until the next storm puts you on the sideline. Trust Prestige Contracting, the hometown roofing team that always plays to win. Call 469-337-3049 or visit prestigecontracting.llc. Building strong roofs and strong communities.
Rooftime General Contractors is a full-service contractor serving Ennis, Waxahachie, and the DFW Metroplex. Rooftime brings an experienced, friendly, skilled, and knowledgeable staff to your projects with 30 years of experience in residential and commercial insurance claims resolution. If you have storm damage and you need a free estimate or an inspection, contact EHS alum Joanne Jones, Scott Laza, or Blake Butler with Rooftime General Contractors at 972-723-8463 or follow them on Facebook. It's prime time for Rooftime. Howdy, folks. This is Dr. Matt Boyd. Our staff at Ennis Veterinary Clinic is positively passionate about your pets. We've been providing the very best care for your four-legged friends here in Ennis for more than 40 years. Dr. Jason Zollinger and I and all the clinic doctors are available for full-service medical and surgical care for your furry friends. Come on in and see our newly remodeled facility or check us out at EnnisVetClinic.com and find some warm hearts for those cold noses. Ennis Veterinary Clinic is proud to support the Ennis Lions.
Need electrical work done right the first time? Since 1976, Angel Electrical Construction has powered business with pride. From commercial industrial projects to healthcare and data centers, our licensed technicians handle it all, big or small. With offices in Dallas, Fort Worth, and right here in Ennis, we're just around the corner, ready to serve and proudly support our Ennis Lions. Call 214-824-6369. or visit angelecc.com. Angel Electrical Construction, where power meets pride.
We are live. Welcome back, everybody, with more of Coach Talk and Don Drake on the Ennis Sports Network, brought to you by Webster Vicknair McLeod. I'm Tim Samuels, along with Ronnie Greer. And joining us on the set now, X-Man Xavier Collins, and I'm always open, Aiden Jones. Big round of applause, would you? Come on.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's playoff time, and Ennis, Texas is what I'm talking about.
All right, Xavier, you were flying all over the field Friday night. What was your mindset going into such a high-stakes playoff game?
It was just another game for me. We've been here before, sophomore year. I just went into the game, and it was like, it's just one more game to our end goal, which is state. It's just one more game.
Right on. It worked.
Yes, sir.
That's what I'm talking about.
So, Aiden, here's my question for you, sir. Your second quarter touchdown just before the half felt like a momentum shift, maybe a little bit. What did you see on that play, and how did that play unfold, if you remember?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we checked it. At first, it was a no play. We were trying to see if they could kind of jump, kind of look at the safeties and see. And they were lined up in perfectly what we wanted them to be in, two split safeties. And all I had to do was kind of go up and fake like I was going to block the linebacker and just get into open space, and it was right there.
Right on.
Well, when that happens, do you feel that kind of get that jibbity?
Oh yeah, when I look out there and I see him and see nobody's out there, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get him.
I got you.
I kind of like that too high safety.
Yeah, I loved it, man. I do. Yeah, you're right. All right. Well, that third quarter stop, X-Man, on that fourth down felt like a turning point. Can you walk us through what you saw and how you reacted to it?
I'm going to be honest. I went blind that play, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, my.
I was just going off of pure instincts. I felt like we needed to play, and I just went and made it happen as best I did.
Who's got the ball?
I always got the ball.
That's great, man. I love it.
You know, Aiden, Coach Drake all the time talks about the grit of the team and the importance of the grit and playing with fight and physicality and all of that. How did the team's preparation, chemistry, and that grit show up in that game Friday night against Woodrow Wilson?
Yes, sir. I thought we were a very physical team on Friday. I thought we played our really physical ball, and we showed them, like, Ennis comes to play. And I think practice that week was very physical. Like Tuesday, we kind of had a joke going around, like the D-line was gonna attack our running backs that week. And so Wendy came and showed them, like, he comes to attack too. He was ready. So I think that, boosted our confidence. Like, we're about to go show him.
Right on, man.
All right. Coach Drake has praised your growth, X. You've come a long way this season. Third-year player, third-year starter. How have you embraced your role as a defensive leader for the football team?
I just like to show my teammates that you can do it too. I'm not really as verbally as a leader as Cash is, but I am. I'm gonna do it. You can do it too. I'm gonna try to embrace, lead my teammates to do what they can do to best of their abilities by showing I'm gonna do to my best of my abilities.
When you got that sack and you did that what do you call that?
That was a throwback to Malachi Perez.
Oh, Malachi.
I knew I'd seen it.
That was a throwback to Malachi Perez.
Exactly right. Exactly right. Well, I love that, man. All right.
So, Aiden, a huge game, obviously, right, against P&G coming up. How does a win like this past week against the Wildcats fuel that confidence and drive that hunger going into Friday night?
I think the score added a good, we scored 70 points. That's a good thing for our offense to score 70 points in anything. But also the fact that it's playoffs. Every team has shown that they can be there at playoffs. Like, every team's going to be good. So a win every week is going to show us, like, we're good too. We're ready. So I think that showed us we're ready to go.
Good week of practice this week?
Yes, sir.
Both you guys?
Yes, sir.
Right on.
What's it like in the locker room?
Oh, we're always having fun in the locker room, being prepared, but make sure we're always ready, making sure we're not doing too much in the locker room to just get out of whack.
All right. Well, with the win over Woodrow Wilson behind you, what's driving this team as you head in against the area round against PNG, X?
I believe as a team, want to show that we can play football. We are one of those teams that are good, and no one believes you can win this game, but I believe we can win this game. We can show the whole state of Texas that we are a threat to the whole 5A Division 2.
Good deal.
So, Aiden, let's piggyback some more on that PNG team. They got a tough defense, right?
Sure.
We talked to Coach Drake, give up 16 points a game. They're pretty salty, right? So talk about your preparation this week, preparing for that defense from an offensive lens. What are you thinking about it?
Yes, sir. I mean, they're 11-0. It clearly shows like they can beat people. They play tough, and so we just gotta play tougher, and just get yards every single play, and just make them mess up, and hope our defense can go out there and do the same, and we'll come out with a win.
Right on. They haven't played the Ennis Lions this year, though, yet, have they?
That's exactly right. All right, X. PNG's offense is known for its speed and creativity. What's the plan on disrupting that ribbon? And will that be key?
Our key, what we're planning to do is really just hold them into forcing them to pass the ball. Backup quarterback in with their starter out. We're gonna make them run that ball. We don't want them to run the ball. We're gonna make them pass.
Get them in third and long.
Show us you got it. Show you can play with us.
Passing situations and put him on his back, right?
Mm-hmm. Scare him a little bit.
What I'm talking about. That's the game plan right there.
So, Aiden, Ronnie and I in the press box talk all the time about you being always open.
Yes, sir.
And so I don't know if it's really got to this point, but is that a nickname of yours, that I'm open?
Always open.
Yeah, it is.
That's
well,
him.
You really are. How does that really help? I mean, talk about your big play opportunities.
All right, yes, sir. So I'm mainly, this year I've kind of made myself more of a blocker. I've been told to be more of a blocker, and I've shown that I can block. So I know when they call some plays for me to go out for a pass, the team's not going to be expecting it, and I'm going to come 100%, so they may think, oh, he don't get the ball much, he might not go. So when I go 100%, I show them, hey, I can play both ways.
And you're always open.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Now, Xavier, I mean, you're the X-Man. That's just kind of given for your name and everything. But still, I mean, it means something. I mean, it truly does. You've been a tone setter all season. How do you keep that fire burning, when the stakes get high?
I just don't let it get to me, and I always think, just do my job. Just keep doing my job, and as long as we all do our job, the outcome that we want will show.
I always felt that was a strong part of our defense was I didn't have to worry about that guy doing his job, and that freed me up to do mine. I didn't have to have any other thoughts than what I was doing. Do you have that?
Yes, sir. Those 2 sacks I got against Woodrow Wilson, only because the D-line spread them open.
That's it.
Shot right through the hole.
Awesome, man.
Let the linebackers go play.
Yes, sir.
There you go. Aiden, both of you guys, y'all know this. It's win or go home territory now, right?
Yes, sir.
The first taste of it, Aiden, maybe for you last year didn't make the playoffs, right? So does that fuel any extra adrenaline, get you going a little pumped up, hyped up, ready to go for Friday night?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So my sophomore year making the playoffs, and then junior year not making it kind of made me a little, what went wrong? And making it this year, it fueled me and showed me, we're ready.
That fire burns, doesn't it?
Yes, sir. I mean, and this could very much be my last game with all my brothers and stuff, so I'm ready to go out there and show them, it ain't going to be my last game.
Come on with it.
X, what's the biggest lesson you took from the Woodrow Wilson win that you're going to carry into this next battle?
Biggest lesson for me would be to attack the ball better and tackle and get off blocks. That's the main lesson I've learned. And against these guys against PNG, they do their job. I'm going to do mine better.
Free it up.
Free it up.
Right on.
Aiden, one of the things I've learned from Coach Drake this year every week is about the importance of physicality. We mentioned it a while ago. I'm sure he's emphasized that this week.
Yes,
you guys know more than I do. How does that show up in your preparation, and how do you plan to utilize that as you scheme up for the big game coming up on Friday night?
Just being physical all week in practice, showing them, like, when I get the ball in practice, running with the ball hard, and then when I'm, for the defense too, when I'm giving them a look, running the H-back runs for them, going hard on those and just showing them, like, we're going to go hard. We're good.
Right on.
X-Man, Coach talks about playing Ennis football. What does that mean to you when you line up for the playoff games?
Just bow my neck. Just bow my neck and play the next play. Just keep fighting. That's Ennis football. That's what I've been taught for the 3 years I've been here. Just bow your neck and keep playing football no matter what. Bruised, beat up. They got a big run, so what? Don't let them score.
Same effort on the first play as the last.
Yes, sir.
Right on.
Hey, real quickly, Aiden, the P&G's defense, they're known to be quick. They play with aggression. They're big. They're solid. Coach Drake talked about the linebackers. How will you handle those guys, with aggression, playing with composure, calmness, and making sure your team's ready to go?
Yes, sir. I feel like we had a good example of that with Corsicana. They tried to make it into a bigger game than it should have been, and we showed them that we just come to play ball. We don't come to do all the talking, and if they talk, we just let them talk, and we go out there and show them on the field. We show them the right way.
Come on.
This last question for both of you. One sentence. If you could send one message to your teammates before kickoff Friday night, what would it be?
Do your job.
I would say set the tone. Go out there and show them you're about to hit them in the mouth every single play, all night long.
I'm ready.
I'm ready. Can we get on the bus now?
Sir.
How about it, folks? That's Aiden Jones, X-Man, Xavier Collins. Job well done, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Way to go indeed. Timeout on the field. We'll be right back after this.
Navarro Contracting is locally owned by Ennis Line alumni Corey and Cody Navarro, offering turnkey construction services and excellent workmanship. Navarro Contracting has 14 years of experience and keen knowledge of the industry. You will receive exceptional customer service and hassle-free completion of all your project needs start to finish. For a job well done, call Navarro Contracting at 469-550-4515, a proud sponsor of the Ennis Lions.
The boys are back in town, so gear up for another Ennis Lions football season with some new glass. Here at Ennis Glass, the job isn't finished until you're satisfied. Family owned and operated for 35 years, Mike and Chris Vasquez knows what it takes to get the job done right.
So call now and get your free estimate today. 972-878-9902. That's 972-878-9902. Financing available.
The glass that lasts. Ennis Glass, proud sponsors of Ennis Lions football.
I'm Jeff Irish, your Ennis Everett Jones financial advisor. We're all about financial investments, but we also value the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. That's why Everett Jones is a proud sponsor of Ennis Lions football on the Ennis Sports Network. Call me today, 972-875-4706, or visit everettjones.com for all your investment needs. Making sense of investing. Everett Jones, member SIPC.
Looking for the best personal protection and hunting season needs in town? Mosey on over to Ennis Pawn & Loan, your one-stop shop for everything from tools to treasure. Located at 901 Lake Marble Road in Ennis, where we buy, sell, and trade tools, jewelry, gold, silver, and more. Our experienced team is here to help with appraisals and repairs. Our license to carry classes are held every second Saturday of the month, with private sessions available upon request. Visit our shop or give us a call at 972-875-9200. Ennis Pawn & Loan. Trusted, local, and always loaded with great deals.
Kozlowski's Collision Repair is run by a family that will treat your vehicle like their own. Located in Ennis, they provide professional and affordable collision repair that you can depend on. Dent removal, auto body work, and collision repair, you name it, and they'll take care of it. Contact Kozlowski's Collision Repair today at 972-875-3900 for all of your collision repair needs. Kozlowski's Collision Repair, a proud sponsor of the Ennis Lions.
At the Baker Firm, Fidelity National Title, our goal is to complete your real estate transaction as quickly and smoothly as possible. Located at 116 North Dallas Street in historical downtown Ennis, the Baker Firm is here to service all your real estate needs while still providing that one-on-one personal relationship. Whether you're buying or selling a home, investment, or commercial property, we can help you get from contract to close, all while offering the best customer service in the business. Call us at 469-894-2152. The Baker Firm, Fidelity National Title. It's always better with Baker.
And we are back. Welcome back, everybody, live from Fern in the Wild in beautiful and historic downtown Ennis. For Ronnie Greer, I'm Tim Samuels. And now joining us, Rogelio Rivas and Kanoa Bright.
Yes, sir.
Ronnie
Give it
Greer. Yeah, come on. Welcome, guys. Good to have y'all, man.
Yes, sir.
Kanoa, you had a huge impact on both sides of the ball Friday night. What was going through your mind during the third quarter surge when that momentum started to shift towards the Lions?
During that third quarter later in the game, it wasn't really any surprise to me. Our big thing on the defense, especially what Coach Price emphasizes a lot for our defense and especially just for the whole team in general, is to go out there on the football field and keep on hitting them in their face over and over and over again. And I think the past few weeks we've done very good at that, and we haven't had a problem with it, but it's just no surprise whenever we go out there and we just keep on hitting them. It's bound to happen later in the game. Somebody's going to fold, something's bad going to happen, and the momentum is going to come to us.
Get them down and keep them down.
Yes, sir.
I like that philosophy.
Yeah, Rogelio, Ronnie and I talk about, we sing the praises of the offensive line, especially you guys have really gotten to a good rhythm in the last 7-8 ball games, just building and growing together. And you set that tone early against Woodrow Wilson last Friday. What was your mindset going into that game, knowing how important it was for the playoffs future?
Yes, sir. So it was really just win or go home. We knew we had to be physical. We've been in playoff mode for the past couple of weeks, as Coach Drake says. It's win or go home, and we're not ready to go home yet.
You played like it, no doubt.
Coach Drake has praised your leadership and poise, Kanoa, especially under pressure situations. How do you personally define your role on this team, especially in those high-pressure playoff moments?
Personally, I don't see myself as a very vocal guy, very loud guy, like on or off the field to be a leader. But I think one thing that I just love doing whenever we get in our little huddle, our defensive huddle before we go out on that drive, I always say this ain't nothing new to all of our players because
it ain't.
We've been in every situation you can imagine, and we just got to go out there, play how we play our assignment, and nothing's going to go wrong.
Well, you may not be vocal, but you're leading by action, boy.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Kanoa, I got to know this. So who is the most vocal out there?
Oh.
If it's not you, call somebody out. Who is it?
That's a hard one. I'd say, I don't know, either X or Chris Trent. One of the two. For defense, at least. That's X or Chris Trent.
Do they back up the talk?
Yes, very much.
No doubt.
Yes, sir.
There you go.
No doubt about that. Okay, Rogelio, we saw some huge runs and great protection all night versus Woodrow Wilson. What clicked for the O-line, and how did you guys stay locked in as a unit?
So we just knew we could trust in one another. It's been like that all season. You know, we've heard it from the beginning of the season. Is the O-line going to be good? You know, and we showed it. You know, we might not be the best, we might not be the biggest, but we're putting in that work, and we know we can trust in one another to do their job, and you know, just stay locked in. The locked in part, it's really just holding each other accountable. We all, you know, want to do something after the play here and there. Emotions get high. It's just holding each other accountable at the end of the day.
A lot of chemistry, a lot of cohesiveness.
Yes, sir.
You would agree with that?
Yes, sir. It's like brotherhood.
Great. All right, Kanoa. Woodrow Wilson came out swinging, no doubt. What adjustments did you make personally that helped shut that down?
At the very beginning of the game, we knew they were going to run their post and their crossing route. We knew that. We knew that all week. We were planning for it. And at the very start, they ran that at me with that number 2, that slot kid. Crazy fast kid. He had all the speed in the world. And I noticed whenever he would run his crossing, usually a receiver would stem outside and try to fake you or something and then cut inside, whatever, run his dig. But he would just kind of lead his eyes inside and dip his shoulder and run. And being able to just, like, the small things, like have inside leverage on him, be able to break on that ball.
Right.
Just changing those little things is always will make a big impact in a game.
That sounds like preparation to me.
Yes, sir.
It's a student of the game right there.
Yeah.
So, Rogelio, as a senior, how proud are you of the way the team responded last week? especially in the trenches?
It means a lot. You know, most of us are seniors besides Nate Garcia. It just means a lot that he might not be, it might not be his last game, but, you know, he still played his heart out to make sure we would have another game. We do give Nate a lot of talk. He is the youngest. He's the one we pick on, but we all secretly do love him just as much as everyone else. And it just means a lot that the whole team, you know, we just knew we had to perform.
So I got to ask you, Rogelio, at the beginning of the year, one of the biggest question marks surrounding this team was the offensive line.
Yes, sir.
To see how strong of a unit y'all have become, how proud does that make you feel?
It means a lot, especially because now you hear the opposite. You hear, oh, the O-line they're actually doing their job. And in the beginning of the season, you know, you'd hear everybody, oh, the big question is the O-line. And, I mean, we all felt it. We all knew, you know, yes, we didn't have as much experience as other groups, but we knew we had to perform. And it just means a lot that, you know, we all perform and we all work at it together.
It's got to be some good gratification.
Yes, sir.
All right, Kanoa, you've been part of something big, some big wins. Put this one hit, you know, I mean, it hit different, right?
Yes, sir.
I mean, what did this playoff victory mean to you and your senior teammates?
Especially our seniors. I think whenever I first transferred to Ennis, I got a very good friendship and brotherhood with a lot of the seniors and all the kids in my class. Just from the start, everybody just became my friend. It's very friendly out here. I love it. But we've been talking about it for the past however months, year I've been here. Because, you know, last year's team didn't make playoffs. That was a big thing. And another big question, kind of like the O-line question, was if we were going to make playoffs this year. And I think we really just, over the offseason, we put in the work. We all built that bond with each other, became a good team together, and not just by one athlete by athlete. And I think it was just a big sigh of relief whenever we, especially made the playoffs in the first place. But to be able to win that first round and come out on top in that big of a score is just something else. That's not a normal thing to happen.
So where did Hawaiian Punch come from?
We started it last week. You heard it on the sideline. Nah, but I think that I ain't complaining. It's all right. I like it. I'm pretty sure it originated from Coach Hollywood in class. He started calling me Hawaiian Punch, started messing. You know, if you know Coach Hollywood,
oh, yeah.
you know he likes to run his mouth, so it got out pretty fast. But yeah, so that's where that came from, Coach Hollywood.
All right.
Yes, sir.
So, Rogelio, what would a win over PNG and advancing in the playoffs mean to you personally?
It would mean a lot. You know, last year I didn't get much playing time, sitting on the sidelines. It still hurt not making playoffs, you know, and it's just that what kind of went to. It's like the big question was if we're making playoffs, and I think deep down we all knew we were. It's just, you know, how we can perform week after week, and, you know, of course, it'd be good to go down there and whoop some butts.
Simply said.
Yeah, well.
All right. Well, since that win last Friday, Kanoa, what kind of attitude has evolved in the locker room going into this big slugfest Friday night?
So as we all know, PNG is ranked very high on the bracket. They're a very highly ranked team. They have a lot of athletes, all the big flashy stuff. All the things online have favored PNG by not a lot. It's been a close score, but everybody's favoring PNG. There's not a lot about us and Ennis people, but I think it's just being able to have that feeling that you need to go out there and prove somebody wrong is what has been driving us this week. Like I said, not a lot of people believe in us, think we're going to win, but you know, we got the team on our back. We got to go out there and perform. A
little bit of a chip on your shoulder.
Yes, sir.
You're not bothered by that team that's laying and waiting, ready to go, kind of rode off, and you're ready to go play.
Yeah, that gives me more motivation.
Goliath, huh?
Yeah.
How'd that turn out? That's what I thought.
So, Rogelio, PNG, y'all watched the film. Defense is big. They're fast. They're aggressive. How are you and your brothers ready to go to prepare to meet this challenge head on?
It comes with, like you said, film, and at the same time, X running down our throats, trying to blow up the play every practice, and it's really, the defense helps a lot. They might get yelled at. We get yelled at a lot too. It's just tempo, running tempo at practice, a lot of snaps, being physical at practice, just making sure we practice harder than we play at games.
I love it, man.
Taking credit.
We are?
I was on the phone talking about that Get David and Goliath the other night, and she said, how'd that turn out? I steal from her all the time.
Well, anything else for these guys?
Man, they pretty much hit it home.
All of them
knocked
did.
it out of the park.
All of them did. Guys, it's been a pleasure having Kanoa. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Rogelio, thank you.
Thank you.
Best of luck to the Ennis Lions on Friday night from Montgomery ISD Stadium. Anybody going to the game? Everybody? Come on. Be there. Be there in person. If not, you can tune us in with audio on Ennis Sports Network. 6:30 Doc's Beverage pregame show, 7 o'clock kickoff from Montgomery ISD Stadium. Ennis and Port Neches Groves, two of the best ever to strap it on. 9-time state championships between the two. Gentlemen, Kanoa, thanks again.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Rogelio, appreciate it. One final time, a round of applause, if you would.
We want to say thank you to Fern in the Wild for hosting us.
Absolutely.
They've done a super job all season. We sure appreciate them. And we hope y'all have enjoyed it. And we'll see you next Wednesday.
Yeah, that's going to do it for us, folks. We're going to close it out, like Ronnie said. Thank you all to Fern in the Wild, and thank you all to Webster, McNair, and McLeod as our title sponsor for this segment. Coach Talk with Don Drake. Appreciate everybody being here tonight. We think we're not done. We hope to see everybody back here next Wednesday. For Ronnie Greer, for Bart Harrison, Cody Dickerson, for Todd Jones, for Kevin Bohannon, for Sandy Greer, I'm Tim Samuel saying good night, everybody. Getting ready for game day? Doc's Beverage and Convenience Store has everything Ennis Lions fans need, from snacks and drinks to services that keep you rolling. Inside, the Kolache Depot serves up the best kolaches in Texas you don't want to miss out. Need cash? Quick cleanup? Doc's has an ATM, check cashing, and even a car wash that earns you 10 cents off per gallon of fuel. Stop by the drive-thru or check wash to get freshened up before kickoff. Open 24/7 on Ennis Avenue west of I-45. Doc's is proud to support Ennis and the Ennis Lions.
When it comes to keeping your railroad on track, trust the experts at Lone Star Railroad Contractors. Family owned and based in Ennis, Texas since 1993, we're a 24/7 on-call service for maintenance and construction, covering routes from New Mexico to Nebraska, Texas to Tennessee. Don't get derailed. Let us keep your rails clean, safe, and moving. Proud sponsors of the Ennis Lions. Visit LoneStarRailroad.com or call Josh Newman at 972-878-9500. Lone Star Railroad Contractors, we're making tracks.
Interstate Bank and Trinity Capital Bank are proud supporters of our Ennis Lions. These two hometown teams share a commitment to excellence and community. At ESB, customers come first with friendly, personal service only a true local bank can provide. With locations in Ennis, Sunnyvale, Dallas, and Forney, they're always close by and ready to help. Interstate Bank and the Ennis Lions, two of the best teams in town. Go Lions! Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey, Ennis Lions fans, keeping up with a business and understanding its tax obligations can seem overwhelming and complicated. McElroy & Associates is here to help. They offer services including accounting, bookkeeping, payroll, and tax preparation. Their office is informal, their staff is approachable, and their rates are competitive. To schedule an appointment, call 469-903-6101. McElroy & Associates. They look forward to helping you discover a better way to run your business. When life changes in an instant, you need a legal team with a legacy of winning high-stakes, serious injury, and wrongful death cases. At Webster, McNair, and McLeod, we fight aggressively to secure the full compensation you deserve. With over 120 years of combined experience and nationally recognized trial lawyers, we bring trusted strength to complex litigation. Go to wvmlaw.com or call 713-581-3900. Webster, McNair, and McLeod. When the stakes are high, experience matters.
Are you looking to buy or sell your new home in Ennis, Ellis County, or beyond? Call Amelia Valdez at City Real Estate, where we turn for sale into sold. Bilingual, professional, and dedicated, Amelia and the City Real Estate agents offer a seamless professional service with a personal touch. Whether you're a first-time homebuyer or ready to list property, Amelia Valdez and her team have the experience and passion to guide you every step of the way. Visit us at 102 West Ennis Avenue or call 469-658-5506. Amelia Valdez, City Real Estate. Your home, your future, your sold.